Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be going over the questions of what type of power does the student have? And secondly, have you ever worked with a difficult person? For the first question, I'm just going to counter that with my own question of how powerful is the student? And I think the student is very powerful. Specifically, that power would be the expert power. And I'm not saying that the student has to be an actual expert in the field or the utmost knowledgeable, but I do think having a desire to learn, desire to be knowledgeable, and desire to just be studious is what makes the student so powerful. Whether that's in the classroom, whether that's group works, projects, collaborations, other peers will look to you as a powerful figure if you're the one that's hardworking, if you are knowledgeable on the subject, and you're just showcasing that work ethic. The other thing is with the professors and your administrators. I think that when it comes to being a student, professors will look to you if you're knowledgeable or if you have desire to learn or raise your hand and participate as a measure of engagement. And they can instill confidence in you by teaching you more, but they can also draw confidence from you if you're engaged and you're participating, and it just makes creates an energy within the classroom. And your professors and your administrators, they are grateful and appreciative of someone who's willing to be a hard worker and a high achiever in their organization. And ultimately, I think students have power despite their lack of legitimate power, their lack of hierarchical power. Without students being the pillar of the foundation, education would be built on nothing. For the second question, have you ever worked with a difficult person? Yes, I'm sure everyone in some shape or form has worked with a difficult person, whether that's in school, on sports teams, at work, a job. Working with others has its challenges. But in my particular experience, I think that the or the situation I can recall is working with the so and so patient, someone who they draw a lot from you. They're almost as like they're treating you as like their counselor. They spew their life drama, their problems, and are really just looking for someone to engage with them so they can voice their victimization in some ways. But I think dealing with those types of people, um, if you perceive yourself as a leader, you do want to be an empathetic listener, showcasing that you are a good leader that actually cares about your team, your peers, your workers, your employees, or whatever you see fit. Um, and I think that is an effective approach, but it can also be ineffective. It's effective and ineffective. The effective part of that is you're showcasing that you are a listener. The benefits of listening. Um, you're showcasing to someone that you actually care. There's a saying that goes that people don't care about how much you know; they want to know how much you care. But the ineffective part of that is it can also be draining and exhausting, and maybe not be work appropriate. So I think taking a better communication route with the keys philosophy, the keys format. K, know yourself. E, evaluate the professional context. Y, being your communication interaction, and S being step back and reflect. Know yourself would be recognize how you would like to feel if this roles were reversed. Um, Evaluate the professional context. Is this appropriate for a professional setting? Your communication interaction would be how do you approach the situation in a respectful and professional way? And when you step back and reflect, analyze your communication and determine if you went about it in an unbiased way. So I think those are my strategies. Dealing with patient or different personalities and challenges when working with others. And I hope that you learned something today, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Everyone.